Alright guys, so remember when I said in the last video that I wanted to make a new series? Also stay tuned for another series that I've got coming. Good. And this is the first episode of that series. So I'm sure you guys have heard of 2 Minute Tuesday, maybe even 5 Minute Friday, but this is 3 Minute Thursday. So I've been wanting to make this little series for a while. A few reasons being, one, it's consistency of content. I can upload weekly. Two, little videos that wouldn't usually get their own spot, but are very helpful and beneficial to people, like recipes and stuff like that. A lot of people ask me, can you do a video on cooking this? And three, because I can really upload whatever I want. I can do 3 minutes on just Bear's daily routine. I can do 3 minutes on anything, like anything small that wouldn't get its own video. Bang, it gets a 3 Minute Thursday. So it makes me put out more footage and it keeps me accountable because I know that you guys will be waiting going, wait, where's this 3 Minute Thursday? It's Thursday. Timing wise, I'm gonna do Thursday Australian time. So I'm sorry guys, but otherwise it'll be really confusing for me. Anyway, today's episode is episode 1 of 3 Minute Thursday and I'm gonna teach you guys how to cook the perfect steak. So when it comes to cooking, I know a lot of you guys want help out there, like young guys starting up wanting to meal prep, and you don't know how to make your stuff taste nice. So I'm gonna do a lot of videos like this so I can teach you guys how I cook my food and it tastes absolutely delicious. And today we're cooking steak. I wanna show you guys one wizardry device that I really recommend. You don't have to get it. This isn't a sponsored post. I should have contacted them before if I'd have known. But I bought this for about 100 bucks, I think. It's called a sous vide. Let me show you. So this gadget right here is a sous vide. That's Anova is the brand I've got. It heats the water and then at the same time regulates the temperature to make sure it doesn't change. And then what you do is you put your steak in there in a Ziploc bag and it essentially slow cooks it. So first I wasn't gonna do this because I know a lot of you guys will say, well, how am I gonna do that without one of those? But I really recommend you guys get it because you cannot f it up. Like you just can't. You put the steak in there, you can either put it in for an hour or 8 hours, it doesn't matter. It's just, it'll cook it to the exact same degree. It's weird. So I usually just put a whole bunch of steak in there, like say the night before, or just in the morning. And then I've got like 4 steaks perfectly cooked and you can get them out whenever you want. And then all you have to do is sear it on the pan. So it's super easy. It's definitely worth 100 bucks. And you can find a cheaper one, then definitely do that. Anyway, let's get into the steak. Let's get into the steak. That's the weirdest thing I've ever said. The first thing you're gonna need is steak. So I've already got this vac packed. The butcher did this. It's just an eye fillet. If you want to get any other cut, that's fine. But I would recommend that you get them to vac pack it or put it in a Ziploc bag and then remove the air. So we've got one eye fillet, nothing on it. And as far as seasonings go, we're gonna be using salt, pepper, onion powder, smoked paprika. Cheers to Big Wes for this one, great recommendation. And last but not least, butter. So you don't have to cook a whole stick, but we use about 15 grams. So literally, this is at 124 degrees, and all you have to do is put the steak in there, and just let that sit for 45 minutes. And now we wait. So once it's done, guys, you'll get this weird, juicy looking bag. Cut it, and you have to just pat the steak dry. That looks disgusting, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. So what you can do with the juices, you can either drink them, or you I'm just kidding, get rid of those. I had to throw something in there to freak you guys out. So pat down your steak dry, so then you can season it. I found when you sous vide something, it makes it so much more flavorful. Generously season it, like you've got all the pepper, salt, onion powder, and paprika in the world. It's gotta be smoked paprika too, guys. Smoked is the only way to go. And you just wanna give it a massage like you're trying to seduce it. So here we have a seasoned steak, and now all we have to do is sear it in the pan. Make sure the pan is very hot. If you're cooking a steak even without the sous vide, heat the shit out of the pan, and once you put your steak on, let it sit for like 3-4 minutes, 3-4 minutes on the other side, and then done. For this, you really want to get it scalding, then you're gonna add the butter to the pan. So it will burn. Burnt butter is its own flavor, so it tastes pretty good. And we're gonna use this whole stick of butter. Be like that Paula Deen chick. She cooks with like all the butters.
And I'm gonna mix into that butter 2.5 cups of butter.
So the milk solids in the butter is what gives it that sear. If you were to use olive oil, it probably wouldn't sear as well. The butter, it just works perfectly. So chuck your steak in. and just let that sit for a little bit. You gotta remember guys, this is already cooked. This steak is already cooked. What we're doing now is just searing it, just so it tastes better. And then you can put the seasonings on there. If you wanna make the greatest steak of your life, get a spoon, and then just keep tipping on the juices on top of the steak. Yeah. So that's from the butter that gives it that char. You don't wanna cook it too much, otherwise it'll be tough and done. Plate her up. And what you guys can do as well, I do this too, steam your vegetables and then chuck them straight in this pan with all the butter in there and the steak juice. It will blow your mind. It is the best thing ever. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to transfer this to a smaller plate because that just looks ridiculous. That's better. Just cuts like butter. So that is perfectly cooked. All the way through, medium. It's as simple as that guys. It literally took me about 5 minutes to do this. You just gotta wait an hour initially. Let's give it a taste. Actually melts in your mouth. Pure heaven. That is it for today's episode guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know once you've tried this because I guarantee you'll love it. I'll try to find a link for that sous vide as well to put in the description. But otherwise, I've got absolutely nothing left for you guys and you know what to do. Stay massive.
Sexy jeans in my section and slide into your DMs in the PM and the AM. Then I slide into your feelings when you see just what I'm saying.